You should be able to do it now.
Perfect.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay, so I don't know if anybody else was going to join, but I'm not going to hold you guys up because we're already 4 minutes late. So the recording, so Wendy, where will you post this recording?
We have a Team Grace YouTube channel.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
So I
Okay.
will share the link to the Team Grace YouTube channel in your Team Joyful Home chat.
Okay, good. Okay, that's great. And you can teach me how to do that sometime. So then
You sure
we
can
can.
pretend. I can only figure out how to access it from my laptop. Like I can't switch my YouTube user account on my phone or my iPad. And I know you can. I just know that I can't.
Right. Okay. All right. So a couple of things that we wanted to talk to you about. First, let's talk about the challenge that we put out. We are going to, so I'll wait for Kim to join.
Hi, Kim.
Hello.
Okay, so we're just getting started, Kim, so thanks for joining. So first off, let's give you an update on our challenge for this month, okay? So Wendy, has your team already met the challenge?
We might be almost there. Last
Okay.
I checked, we needed one more person to hit 250 this month in orders.
Okay, so the goal is, and if it's, well,
We're
we'll
really
have to
close
figure.
though. I mean, we're gonna hit it. We're gonna hit it.
Okay, so the criteria for giving away the nativity set. So here is the deal. We are going to actually give you your choice. So, and Wendy, you can tell me if I'm wrong here, but we're going to give you your choice because the nativity set is on low inventory. And we do not want to purchase it ahead of time and then not make the challenge and all of that good stuff. So at the end of the month, if the nativity set is still there, or when we meet the criteria, I think my team is a little bit behind, but we are pushing to hit that as well. And just so that you all know, the minimum for a team leader, and the only reason I'm a team leader is because you all are a senior team leader, is because you all are your own team. So I have a team under me, and as long as I meet my requirements, then, and you guys meet your requirements, then I'm a senior team leader. But each of the leader requirements is 3,000 total in sales across the whole team. Each of us, Wendy and I individually have to meet $800 in sales. And we have to have 3 senior consultants on each of our teams. So that means, so you guys don't count for those requirements, you only count for Wendy. So we each have to have, in our personal team, we each have to have senior consultants with 250. And so those are the requirements. So if we both hit those requirements, then if the nativity set is still available, you can choose the nativity set, or we are going to give you the same dollar value as a credit towards new product as soon as it's available for customers out of the new catalog, which we don't know the date yet. Okay, so because, and here's the bottom line, because if we purchase that, we get our 25% discount. So we can't give you credit towards the new product until it's available for customers, because that's when we would actually be able to get, no, wait a minute, let me think about this. Oh yeah, no, we would be able to give it to you as soon as we could, because we still get our $25 credit, but we would also like to, be able to be frugal on our part as well. So we'd like to be able to forget it for half price for you, but you still get the full $159 in product, whatever you would choose out of the new catalog that is releasing for us in January. I don't think for customers until February. So, and here is the deal. If both of our teams do not meet it, we will still do a prize for at least $50, depending on what the total volume is. So I know that you have no control over my team. You only have control to help your team. So we don't want to penalize, and probably we would just do that drawing for anyone in your team. So we'll figure that out. God willing, both of our teams will meet it, and we won't even have to figure out what we're going to do. So, but we know that you guys have worked very hard this year, and you have made both of us look very good. So we're very appreciative of that. And you guys were how many in sales? What were you in sales last month?
Our team was team number 7 out of however many teams there are, but we've made the
Yeah,
top
I don't
10
even,
list.
I don't even know how many teams there are, but there are over, at least over 10. So you were, and probably more, there's probably more than that. I haven't looked at the latest diagram, but you guys were number 7. So congratulations for that. So that is awesome. Okay, so any questions on that? We're still going to give away something for free, and I still owe someone $50 from the previous month because I did not draw, and I plan to have my little thing all ready, but I don't. So I'm going to look at last month's numbers, put you all into my little whirly thing, and I will do a Facebook Live in my sample group so that you can go and take a look at it if you want to, just to make sure that I'm playing fair. And I will show you that. I do have a sample video group and a sample simple party group. And I know that some of you new folks are not in there, so I will make sure everybody is added. I'll take a look at the numbers, and before the end of the day tomorrow, we'll know who won for November. I completely forgot about that, so I'm sorry about that.
That's a good thing, because I don't know if I've added anybody to your simple group in
yeah, I'll go in
a long time, or into your sample groups. I mean, in a really long time.
You might have to, because if they're not my friends, I can't add them. If they're not friends on Facebook, I can't add them. So I can post the groups too. I will post the groups in the chat, and that way you can go and join the groups. You don't have to be a friend of mine to join the groups. You just have to be a friend for me to invite you to the group. So please join. Yeah. So please join those groups. That way, if there's videos that you want to copy, like I will post the video that I just did. Wendy, how long was your video that you did, your live that you did on the new products?
The new sale?
Yeah.
It was kind of long. It was like 20 minutes.
Okay, because mine was 25. so if yours was shorter, I was going to post yours, but I'll go ahead and post mine. You can post yours there too. And then if anybody wants to pick it up, because I know if you're new, you probably won't have those products, and some of those products are from Dayspring that we don't have either. But we did discuss them, and so we'll post those videos in that sample video group, and then you can pick them up. And I'm going to be better about doing lives. Like the other day, just so that you all know, the other day I was busy Friday night and on Sunday, and I had lives, people that wanted to do lives in their parties both days. So I recorded a video and I posted it. And I meant to use it for both of them. And then I realized I mentioned the hostess's name in the first one at the beginning of the video and at the end. So it's pretty easy to edit a video on your phone. So I edited the video, cut that portion out, cut the end out, and then posted that one to my Facebook, to the other party. But so that you know what I had to do, and maybe it's different if you record them like, I don't know how you just can record a video on the computer. I'm sort of illiterate at that. So
I can't figure out how to save it. I can't figure out how to save it on my computer to then I
okay, so what I had to do is I had to record it on my phone. You know, in the camera section, you can do a video. So I had to record it on my phone. It was too big to email or do anything with. So I had to put it on my Dropbox, or not my Dropbox. I had to put it on my Google Drive in Gmail. And if you have a Gmail account, you all have a Google Drive. It's in that apps feature. Then I had to go onto my computer and download it, because from Facebook, there was no way I could get at it. So I had to download it so that it was physically on my computer. And then I could go into Facebook and put that video into my post. But all of that takes a lot of time. It takes like 15 minutes to load a 20-minute video. And because my lives still are not where they're supposed to be. So it was 20 minutes and it took like 15 minutes to load. And so just so that you know that, if you need help doing that or you need to record something beforehand, let me know and I can walk you through it. But I finally, it's like, okay, where can I put it so that I can use it? Yes, Rhoda.
Yeah, I found that I do all my recording on my phone camera. And my old phone, because of the memory being used up it took like forever, all day to go and download onto Facebook.
Oh,
But
really?
my brand new one has more memory on it and it zips it on so much faster. It's
Okay,
amazing.
well, I'm getting a new phone
Yeah.
on Thursday. I'm not getting my phone right now only has 64 meg.
Yeah.
So, so I'm getting 128 meg phone. And and maybe I can just do it all on my phone.
I think
So,
I have 256.
yeah, because when I tried to, I should call the guy and ask him how much extra 256 is. But when I tried to do it from do the post, it would not load that video because it wouldn't even show it. It would not even show the video in my camera feature when I went to go post it, because it was too big for my phone to handle at all. So I had to get it on my computer and then do everything from my computer. I didn't even think about that though. So Rhoda, you're becoming technical. So I'm going to I should call the guy and find out how much for 256. I'll have to do that because, AT&T, they bring the phones to you. So he's coming to my house. My daughter and her husband are dropping off their phones. He's going to switch everything over. The only problem is my parents live in Wisconsin or live in Florida. So we have to figure that out.
Your house?
This was a special deal because we signed up for AT&T Internet. And we don't do cable TV anymore. And so because we signed up for internet, we got a really good deal. I am paying right now for 6 phones. Okay, 6 phones and nobody has a paid off phone. 6 phones and everything unlimited. I'm paying $485 a month. And we're going from $485 on 6 phones. Now I pay for my parents, my daughter and her husband pay me, but we're going from $484 to $296 a month.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's like $200 a month in savings.
Yeah.
So, and we get brand new phones. We do have to pay, we have to pay Sprint some money because they give us they give you credit, but they don't give it to you in a lump sum. So that's how they do it. They don't give you like a $400 check so I can pay off Sprint. They do it monthly. And he said there's no other way that he can do it. But so, yeah, we've been meaning to switch for a long time. And Sprint used to be a good network, but it's not good anymore. AT&T is supposedly the #1 in the country. And so Verizon is really good too. But T-Mobile and Sprint.
Sprint was bought out by T-Mobile.
Yeah. And but I have a Verizon work phone, and my Verizon work phone is what I use for hotspot. Now I'll have a hotspot, but I used to use that for hotspot. Verizon, I could do anything anywhere on it. With Sprint, I was dead in the water usually. So I'm excited. I'm just worried about switching my parents over, and so I have to make sure somebody is there to help them with that. But anyway, yeah, okay, so that's the thing about the video. And we'll get you hooked up so that you can use those videos, and I'll be more cognizant that I don't reference people or places. Like too, I said, the woman that I did the video for was in Wisconsin, and then the second one was in South Dakota, and I mentioned Wisconsin. So anyway, then the other thing, did any of you get to watch that party123.com thing that I put in the chat?
No.
Rhoda, did you watch it?
Just not all of it.
Okay.
I didn't get through all of it, and I didn't get back to it again.
Okay.
So
Kim, did you get a chance? Watch part of it? Okay.
Part of it. Yeah.
Okay. And Rachel?
Nope, I haven't yet. Life is
Okay.
kind of crazy right now over here.
That's
so.
all right. Yeah, that's all right. And it's pretty long, but here's the deal too. You don't have to see it. All you have to do is listen to it. So you can put it when you're making your bed in the morning or putting your makeup on or anything like that to listen to, because you don't have to watch it. There's nothing to watch. But what she talked about was, and this is what we're going to do better next year, is we did not, we had such a great plan for November that the company put out for Black Friday. And then December, I don't know about you, but I had no plan. And that's why things are not going the way they're supposed to go in December. So we're going to really work early on a December plan, because there is lots that you can do in December. So I'm going to give you a couple of ideas. And Wendy, if you have anything to add, feel free. These may or may not appeal to you. It just depends on how, I'll just use the word, on how desperate you are. Okay, so number one, December, and even now, it's still early in the month. We haven't even hit the middle of the month yet, okay? And it's still 12 days away from Christmas. So one of the things that they used to suggest in Mary Kay, and I did it one time, and she suggested it in her training, is that what you do is you literally put a trunk in your trunk. You put a trunk show in your trunk, in your physical trunk of your car. So you lay down a really pretty tablecloth. You have some pre-packaged gifts. So if you have mugs, if you have the dip bowls, if you have the devotionals, you could pair them with a prayers to share. If you purchased anything on the sale, like that's what the sale stuff is really good for too, is like those daily calendars, those flip calendars, I forget what you call them, perpetual calendars. Those are really good. But if you didn't purchase any of them, that's okay. Just take some of your smaller items. Like I'm looking, candles. If you have candles, those are really great. The trivets, you could do them, or you could break them up and sell them separately. And there's nothing wrong with going out and pairing them with other things. Like say you find a pretty wooden spoon. That would be a really nice little gift that you could pair one of those trivets with a real pretty wooden spoon. Put those together, or a spatula. Hallmark these days, and I think probably anybody, and you can get them online too, they have pretty spatulas, that some of them have sayings, that kind of thing. So think a little bit outside the box. You can charge the customer, but you don't mark those items up. So anything that you don't have Mary and Martha, you just charge them the price that you paid for them, and that's considered like gift packaging. So I'm just looking behind me to see if there's anything else that some of the kids' books, if you have the kids' books, if you have any of the kids' products, and what you do is you get them all ready. So you get them ready so that it's cash and carry. Okay, you determine how much you're going to sell or how much you're going to price them for. And then what you do is you put them all nicely in your trunk, and you go to places where men are. You go to places where men are, where they can't necessarily get out to go and shop. Places like Jiffy Lubes. I don't know if you have Jiffy Lubes up north. Jiffy Lubes, the wherever people go to get their oil changed, those little oil change places. To car dealerships, that's another really good one. To mechanic places, and you walk in, and you can do this ahead of time, or you could just do it as you're, let's say you're just going to allot 2 hours on this day to do whatever you can, and you just go in and you say, hey, I'm a Mary and Martha Mary and Martha consultant. You've probably never heard of Mary and Martha before, but we sell home decor, kids, faith, and personal products. And if you would give some of your staff like intervals of 10 minutes where they could take a break and come out and shop, here's a gift for you. So you have a little gift that you give to them. Here's a gift for you, and your folks can come out and shop. And I have some really great deals. And let me tell you, the women who I'll just be very honest. I think I did it one time. and it was great. But it was just something that I did not want to do and that I didn't have to do. And but if you want sales, let me tell you, the Mary Kay people that did this, they do really well. And there is no reason why you wouldn't do really well too. So think outside of the box, if you don't have time to order anything, mix your current items with something else, and that's perfectly fine. Like even a mug, you can go buy an inexpensive hand cream, put that in there with a little bit of crinkle wrap, wrap it in cellophane with a bow, and you have a great present. And like I said, you just charge them what it cost you for the extra items. Because they don't know, and it probably does, it's not even worth giving them a catalog, because unless they give it to their significant other, they're not going to go shop again. So, just consider it, this is a sale. And when you do that, here's the deal. When you do that, they will be prepared for you next year. So you tell the manager, I'm coming back next year. This is the week that I do that. Just give them a week. And you could actually create a following of that. So that's an idea. Another idea that's not on the tape, but that we used to do when I was in Mary Kay, was that we told husbands about a pillow gift. And what a pillow gift is it's a little, wouldn't you love to receive this, ladies? Okay, because I would. It's a little gift that the husband gives the wife and puts on her pillow on Christmas Eve. Because how many of us, yes, the guys do the outside and my husband did help with the inside, but aren't you the ones that figure out what to buy for everybody and buy the presents and wrap them and ship them? Are you the ones that do the baking? Are you the ones that plan the whole, Christmas dinner and what you're going to do? If you invite people, you're the ones that are the party planners and the hostesses. And many times too, you're the ones that end up decorating the house. So it's just a little thank you gift to the wife that says, thanks for everything you did to make our Christmas special. And you have it wrapped, or they wrap it and they put it on the wife's pillow. And I suggested the loved bracelet, because wouldn't that be nice? A wife opens up this package from her husband that she's gotten, and the note would make her cry to begin with. And then she sees the bracelet that says loved on it. Oh my goodness. So you can make the men that you have in your life and your customers' lives the heroes of the day. Okay, so that's another one, a pillow gift, if you can get to the men. And what I told the women to do is invite your husbands on Facebook, invite them to the VIP group so that they can see the post. So that's an idea. Let me think about this. Another idea, of course, is to contact all of your customers. And not via message, not via text, but spend some time, set aside some phone time where you call them. You thank them for their business in the previous, in the last year, and let them know whatever you accomplished. So if you accomplished your great start, just tell them Mary and Martha gives us free product for the first 3 months that we're in when we do our great start. And thank you so much, because I earned $600 in free product because of the purchases that people made. Whatever it is, thank them for something. Ask them if they finished their Christmas shopping. And here is one thing here's a question you can ask them. As a small business, I'm just asking all of my customers to purchase just one gift from me from their Christmas list. Is there anybody who you have left on your Christmas list? Because, and then, in the future, you do this a little bit earlier, but, there are still a couple of people that I know that I thought of, it's like, oh my goodness, I need to get something for them and I don't have anything. And so that's another thing to do. Now,
Every
yes,
time I finish, a new name pops up.
Yeah. I thought of a couple the other day. I have a little niece in Cincinnati. It's Brad's. Long story, on Brad's side of the family. And I don't get them a gift, but I get the little girl a gift because she is one of my granddaughter's ages, and I completely forgot about her. So I don't have time to get it, wrap it, and ship it. So I'm sending on one of our toys for her, the balancing toy. And I will just let them know, hey, I'm really sorry, but if you could just wrap this, that would be great. And then I'll send her some clothes from somewhere else. But yeah, and be bold and say, I am asking all of my customers to purchase at least one Christmas gift from me. Who is left on your list? Okay, you don't even give them a choice. You just say, who's left on your list that I can help you with? Okay, and just think about it. If you have 100 customers and they buy a $20 gift, okay, that is $2,000. $2,000 worth of sales, people. No, is it 100? Yeah, 100 customers, $20 a piece. That's $2,000 in sales. Think about that. If we had all thought about this stuff a little bit earlier, it would have been better. But some of you have local customers. Call your local customers. Okay, so you could call your local customers, and it might be that they can purchase something that's on your shelf, which leads me to the next thing. And the next, especially if you have, you can tell them, here's what I have multiples of that, do you have anybody who could use this? So think about that. And then the last thing is, it is not too late to have, quote, an open house. Okay. And by an open house, I don't mean that you have to decorate your house really any more fancy than you already do, that you have to do anything special except maybe move some of your products to the living room instead of if you have them in your office. But what I'm going to do on the afternoon of the 19th, so that's Sunday afternoon, is I'm having an open house from 2 to 4, and I am only inviting those people who are local. So I'm inviting the people on my street, and I'm inviting the people in my church, and I'm inviting any of my customers who are local to come and shop from my store. Anything that they want is, if it's for a Christmas gift, it is cash and carry. And I will let them purchase anything that I have on my samples. So my sample inventory is open to them. And now, anybody that does that, I do not charge tax and shipping. I mean, shipping. I'll probably charge them tax, but I won't charge them shipping. And so I'll have to eat the shipping, but I'm hoping that, and we probably won't. Yeah, we probably won't. I was hoping that we would know what's not in the new catalog by sometime, that somebody could tell us, hey, these are no longer going to be carried in the catalog, but we won't know that until the new catalog is released. So you'll just have to use your best judgment about what you sell, or, and I would just, let people know that it's available and that everything is open. And it could be too, that if it's cash and carry, or that if it's a sample item, something that you don't have in a box, you even discount it by 10% so that they can, they can walk away with it because it's not packaged, it's not packaged. It's been not necessarily used, but it's been demoed. So that is another thing. And I still have my whole box of cups and dip bowls from the vendor event that I did, because I didn't sell any of those. And so I'm going to have that along with some other things that I might package up and or split apart, so think about that too. Anything that comes together, think about splitting it apart and maybe downsizing from, if it's 3 items to 2 items, gifts that people need at the last minute. Okay. And the gifts that are on, like, I know that if I order today, I should still get my product in time for my open house Friday or Saturday. And so if you're going to have an open house, and there are any of those things, that are on, I have the sale in front of me. Get a couple of those planners. Who's going to pass up a $5 planner? Okay, who's going to pass up a $5 planner? And if you don't have one of those planners yourself, they are really great. I will be honest, for me, it's just a little bit too big. I know Wendy uses her planner in her work life. I use a different planner that we had on sale that I purchased. And so, but it's a gorgeous planner. That desktop planner for $12, that's a really great cash and carry. If you just purchased a couple of the, the calendars that you like, other people will like them too. So those are great. I would not necessarily purchase any of the other planners just because you might end up with them. Why buy a $13 planner when you can buy a $5 planner? So I would get a couple of the planners. In fact, I wasn't thinking about that, but I'm going to do that myself. And if you don't already have a card box, you all should have a card box for yourself, because you all should be giving away giving away in your daily life and activities and celebrations, those cards. And it's, it is something you can use yourself, but those bundles are for $9, you get 8 cards. Okay, that's like $8.10 a card. I mean, $1.10 a card. And you cannot buy a Hallmark / Dayspring card for that amount and get glitter and bows and all that kind of stuff. So that's a great deal. So
Rachel,
really push that card box. Yeah, Wendy.
I was gonna say, Rachel, were you the one telling me about the prayer books and how you were impressed and wished you'd have gotten more than 3?
No, that wasn't me.
Which prayer books are you talking about?
I did
Well, that's
get
what I was
3 of
gonna
them
ask
then.
her.
Yeah, so there was the $5 prayer books on
This
at,
one,
yeah, those. I
Yes.
bought 3 of those to give away.
When did
Yeah.
when did we have those?
That was
That was
on
the
the,
Black Friday.
yeah, the extra weekend. They were $5.
so-
They're back in this sale and they're $8.
Okay, so tell me about those. So what are they like? So that's a devotional. It says a daily devotional.
It's
Yeah.
not, it's a daily prayer. There's a prayer each day. A little bit of a devotional, but not like in depth.
Okay, so it's mostly a prayer.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. Because I'm also looking at the one, the Take Heart Prayer Journal, because right now I have a journal, but it's just a notebook and I have tabs in it because what I do is I try to pray for a different group of people every day. So one day is my immediate family, my husband and I, my kids and my grandkids. The next one I pray for my extended family. So my parents, my brothers and sisters, and any relatives that they have. The third day, I pray for my business. So each of you, and then our businesses. And then the fourth day, I pray for our church. So our local church, our extended church, what we do out in the world, I pray for that. And then the fifth day, there's 7 days. Why did I only think there's 5? I pray every day. Maybe it's one day I pray for I think it's one day I pray for our local church. Then another day I pray for the extended church. I'm missing a day. So I don't know, there's something else. And then day 7 is a catch-up day where anybody that you missed. But in order to remember all that, I have to write it down. Otherwise, I totally forget it. And so I don't know if that prayer journal would be a good one, because when I did a live today and I talked about it. It's amazing when you keep a prayer journal about what you pray for and you go back and read it. Like the one that happened not too long ago is I wrote down, please, Lord, in praying for my family, please, my son-in-law was looking for a new job and he was just not looking in San Antonio. He was also looking in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And I really did not want them to move. And so my prayer was, if it be your will, please keep them local. And it was interesting to go back because a couple of weeks after that, he was offered a different job at a company in San Antonio. And not how God answered your prayer the way that you wanted it answered, but how he answers your prayer. Because, God doesn't always, your idea of what should happen is not always his. And but as you go back through the years, you can go back and look at that and see, even when he didn't answer how you wanted him to answer, I'm sure that you will see the reasoning behind that. So at some point in your life. And so that's what I want a prayer journal for. So I'm going to buy that one and see if that doesn't work. And then there's also that Good Morning God prayer journal. And I'll have to look at more on the page, on the sales flyer, you can't really tell all that much, but I know that they post other pictures when you purchase them. So whatever, I would encourage you to just promote whatever, makes your heart beat, because that's what you're going to get behind. And not that you will not show all of them, but again, you can do different posts about the different pages, and you can highlight, the calendar that you love best, or the bundle of cards that you love best, and then put that page in the comment section. Just don't put those ugly flyer pages in your main post. Keep them in the comment section. And it will make your Facebook group, VIP group, look so much cleaner by doing that. I looked and someone, not inside of our group, someone above us, posted all the flyers in the main post. And it's like, who in the world is going to look at that? Because you got 5 flyers that are this small with all those prices on them. I just scrolled right past it. And so highlight something, like definitely highlight the planner, and then put the other pages with the planners. Highlight a card bundle, put the other page of the card bundle, highlight a calendar, and then highlight one of the devotionals or prayer books and put those pages. So, you know, do it strategically so that you're showing them the different products, but you're just not showing them everything, because again, you want to drive them to your website. So,
Hey, Anne,
yeah,
okay, 2 things that I thought of. In a leader call this morning, they were talking about on the last page, the Shannon Noel, a workbook guide to Bible journaling.
yeah,
And how
yeah.
that one is so great. That's $10. It's normally $20. But then this is one, the Made to Shine. Do you have this one, Anne?
I'm getting it because I want to do that for my Facebook devotion starting in January, but no, I do
Okay.
not have it, but I love it.
Okay, now, because everyone that is on this call tonight is Wells, I'm just going to,
Oh, is it not good?
well, that some are very good.
Okay,
Read them all ahead.
okay, so I can change
Because
the
some
words
of
ahead
them
of time.
are very definitely not, they just talk about, you know, when we accepted Christ to become part of his family, as opposed to
Right,
what we've all
God
been
bringing us
instructed
into
from
his
the
family.
Bible,
Yeah,
from birth, and, you know,
okay,
so just
Good.
read through some of it. I mean, they're not all like that, but some of them definitely are.
Yeah.
'Cause I've heard Robin read a few, and I'm like, I'm gonna put that book aside and I'm gonna focus on some of the other ones.
well, they did do those devotions in one of their daily thing. And that's what I found too, you know, in selling in reading some of the 100 days of devotionals, I would have to change around some of the words because I post that to a group of people who get it by text. And I would have to change some of the words around because it talked about accepting too. And I will tell you, that's what I love about the Candace Cameron Bure journals. She does not believe in, you know, people accepting Jesus. I don't know what faith she is of, but it's all Jesus did this for you and you don't have to do anything. And that's what I love about hers.
That Bring on the Mary, that's an amazing book.
Isn't it? Bring on the Mary.
Oh,
It is great.
The devotions are just so spot on. Yeah.
Yep.
I did not realize that about her. I kind of thought that she was maybe a little more out there. I don't.
No, if you get any of her devotionals, read the foreword. She's got a 2 or 3 page foreword in her journals or in her the devotionals, like whatever kind, radical kindness.
Yeah.
And everything she says is in line with what we believe. So again, I don't know what religion she is, but she has never said anything that I have any issues with. So
It's
Do
true
they
that
have-
in the books, I haven't run across that, but I know her personally. She's a little, I don't know her personally, but in interviews and stuff, she is a little bit woke. So, but yeah, I haven't noticed anything in the devotionals that's questionable. And
Okay.
I'm going through the Mary Bright or the Bright.
Bring on the
whatever.
Mary.
Bring on the Mary.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So, and if you want, I am doing the devotional live. So I do a daily devotion, and I know the company is too, but I did not want to invite all of my Wells people that I'm doing the devotion, a daily devotion with, to the Mary and Martha site, because I don't know what they're going to say. And so I'm doing my own devotional. And so Rhoda's on it and Wendy's on it. So I'll put it in the chat. I'll put it in the chat too, on the Facebook, or not Facebook, in the Messenger chat. And I'll just send you the link to the Facebook group. So if you want to watch it, great. If you don't want to either, that's fine too. But I actually read the devotional because not everybody has the book. So I read the devotion first, and then I just add my own comments. And today I got a little bit emotional because it was talking about, I don't even remember. One was fears, and then the one, I had to do 2 today because I missed yesterday. but it was talking about the love that Jesus has for us and how that we have so many ways of looking at God and Jesus. You know, the Old Testament God was, if you don't do this, I'm going to strike you dead. And he did. And so you have that judge God who, you know, you will be punished. And then you have the little baby Jesus that was born and, you know, in a manger, and we see that. And then you have all the wonderful pictures of with Jesus with the lamb on his shoulders, which are great. And but then you also have that Abba Father one where, you know, you can go climb on Jesus' lap and tell him anything. And I started to cry a little bit because I miss my parents at this time of year. They're alive, but they live in Florida. And, you know, sometimes I know that I just want my dad to wrap his arms around me and say, everything's going to be good. Everything's going to be okay. And that's what God does for us. And so if you're interested in that, I'll put that in the chat. You'll probably find out more about me than you ever wanted to know. So anyway, let's see. I'm trying to think of what else. So when you call your customers, even if you know, ask them, you know, can you purchase one Christmas gift from me? Even though it's a little bit late, it's okay. We're still, I can't believe that if, you know, we don't ship by the 14th or 15th, that it still won't get there by Christmas. And although they say that everything does slow way down that last week of Christmas. So, and that's why the 19th is for expedited shipping. But the other thing when you talk to them is, you know, tell them we're going to have some great after Christmas sales and some great January sales, because that's when we find out about the new product. And there will be sales to get rid of all the other stuff too. And so see if you can't get a booking either for January or February once the new catalog comes out. And again, I know that you don't know the exact date, but that's okay. Just tell them we'll pencil in this date. And if it needs to change, that's great. Sometimes when you just say pencil in to people, you know, that's not like a firm decision. And then you just keep following up with them. But if I don't care whether you have a penciled in booking or a flat, you know, indelible ink one that you aren't going to be able to erase, a booking is a booking. So whatever you have for January, and start off strong. January was a really good month for me. I joined in December. I don't think I did much of anything in December. But January was a really good month for me. And because people do have after Christmas cash, they're also thinking about, you know, how am I going to change? And that's where our prayer journals and everything, those New Year's resolutions come into play. Prepare yourself for the new year. Start off right. Who doesn't have, you know, a New Year's resolution to read the Bible more or to pray more, you know, and all of these are tools to help you do that. So, Wendy, what else did we want to talk about? I think it was the sales, right? Sales, that was it.
I was just going to reiterate that Home Office talked about when we had a leader, a Mary and Martha corporate leader, like all of the Mary and Martha team leaders on a call last week, one of their meetings, they talked about parties through like the 10th of January or through the 12th of January. And then they said the first week of January. So I don't know if that's like the first full week, which would be like the 3rd through the 10th. I'm not positive, but
it was the 3rd through the 10th.
They said
something's happening, and yes, and they
incentives, extra earnings for consultants during that week. So
book your parties.
Yes, book. Even if it means you have nothing else scheduled for January, let me tell you, that stuff's going to come up. I try to put everybody in right away at the beginning of the month, because then that gives me the whole rest of the month. Like when Kim had her party, she was a guest at Patty's party. And that night she's like, gather, how about next Thursday? And this was like Tuesday, the week before. And I'm like, sure, okay. So like, I wasn't planning on having another party that month, but I sure didn't turn it down.
Yeah. And did you do it with, that was via, because Kim, are you the one that lives in Alaska? Who lives in Alaska?
No. Rachel.
Where do you? Huh?
Rachel lives in Alaska.
Oh, Rachel, okay. Kim, where do you live?
I'm in Illinois.
Okay, so you didn't, so Wendy, you did, it was virtual parties, right?
Yep.
Yes.
And that's the beauty of virtual parties too. Not that you can't sell more at in person, but a virtual, you know what, within a week's time, because there's no invitations, you know, that
Right.
have to go snail mail or anything like that.
Right.
So yeah, you literally can have new team members in January. That's the other thing we wanted to talk about too.
For sure.
Yeah.
We're gonna challenge all of you, including ourselves and me personally. Because yeah, well, I won't tell you my story, but yeah, it's just really sad. My story is a sad one.
We're going to turn
so
the sad into happy stories.
yes. So I don't know if I can turn this one into a happy story by the 31st, but I definitely can turn it into a happy story next year. So get started on recruiting everybody. Bring a new person in, just one. Everybody bring just one, because you know what? If we do that, we're both of us are going to be on the top 2 leaderboard in probably the company for new team members on our team. And
Yeah.
that's what we want. You know, the sales are good. We are good at sales. You guys are good at sales. Okay, now we need to focus on sponsoring and sharing the opportunity and spreading that news of Mary and Martha to
Mhm.
bring that eternal hope, joy, contentment, or hope, joy, and encouragement rather into those families' lives who we come in contact with. And it's so fun. You know, Wendy and I did not know each other at all. We did not. We knew somebody who knew both of us, but she and I knew nobody. And we have become best friends. And we talk about things outside of Mary and Martha. And it is so, even though we've never met in person, it is so wonderful to have somebody like that who you can talk to about the business with, but then also who you trust with some of your deepest, darkest secrets, and who really gets to know you. So I encourage all of you, and it doesn't, like I said, it doesn't have to be somebody that you know today. You know, it'll be somebody that you don't know at all who will all of a sudden come out to be your best friend.
Right.
And that is a wonderful gift of this. That's a wonderful gift of this business. And you can give it to yourself and you can give it to that other person. And so, and the other thing is too, that January 2nd, 22nd simulcast, you can invite people to. So if you have someone,
That's
a
how Ann got
customer,
me.
yeah, a customer, that's how both Wendy and Emily joined. And it just so happened that Emily joined before Wendy did.
Really?
And so, yeah, and so whoever joined first was going to be my team member, and then whoever joined second would be that person's team member. But God works it out all in the end. So what it's supposed to be.
Is
Yeah,
that, yeah, I do. Is that simulcast thing, is that going to be recorded at all?
Yes, there is a recording. And if you invite a guest, they will also get the recording. And I don't know, they didn't really, what was the deal? They gave away a kit, Wendy. What was the deal? Do you
So
remember?
last year they did a giveaway or a reimbursement if you signed up as a consultant during the weekend of simulcast, so Saturday and Sunday through midnight. Then your name was entered to win complete reimbursement for your kit.
And you got that, right?
I did.
Yeah. Wendy earned that. So it didn't even cost her anything to join Mary and Martha.
Which was good because I needed all of the money that I made at my first party to pay for the dilly bars that my husband got for the boys' retreat.
That's right.
Because he
What a story to tell. What a story to
got
tell.
so many dilly bars that he didn't need to, but everybody got a choice between chocolate and vanilla, and we had an awful lot to enjoy for a long time to come.
Yeah. And so invite anybody, and encourage your Emily was not Wendy had a party with me, but she really was Emily's friend. And so I didn't invite Wendy. I think I just told Emily, well, one of us, and I think I invited her, yes, but I knew that if she became a consultant, she would be part of Emily's team because she knew Emily and not me. And so, you know what, here's the other thing I'm going to say. Sometimes it's hard to do the right thing, isn't it? I mean, it's hard when you have someone who you think is going to be really good and you want them on your team, but she's a friend of your hostess who just joined your team. And your hostess probably won't do anything, but you know this other chick will. And you know what? You do the right thing. You do the right thing by taking the hostess on as your team member and saying, you know what? You brought me to her. She's your friend. She's going to be on your team. And God always works it out. I will tell you too, that if you do not do the right thing, it will come back to haunt you.
Oh, for
I
sure.
have done the right thing in Mary and Martha. I did not always do the right thing in Mary Kay, at least once. All you really need is one time for it not to work out the right way. And to this day, I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was bad and it was an embarrassing situation and I did the wrong thing. And I will regret that always. So always do the right thing because you'll never have anything to regret and God will always make it work out for you for your good. I promise you. But get those guests on that simulcast because they don't have to watch the whole thing. And honestly, I think it starts, I don't even remember what time it starts, but for the first 30 minutes, it's like music and then there's a devotion. And honestly, I skip those and I just wait for whatever the next one is. I'm interested in the training. And some of you, we all have different personalities and some of you might love that and that's great. So watch the whole thing. I go for the training. I want the tidbits of training, people to tell me what the training is about or how they got to be where they are in the business. And there are breaks throughout, and hopefully they've taken care of all the technical issues because last year there were technical issues, but I think that they've gotten better.
Pre-conference activities at 9:30 Central Time. Conference goes from 10 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Central Time.
Okay,
And
and like the 10 a.m. is a devotion to start out with too, right? I'm
right.
pretty
So
sure.
you've got the pre-conference activities from 9:30 to 10, and then usually from 10 to 10:20 or something is the devotion.
Yeah, and if you're interested in earning prizes, a lot of times they'll give you some things to do, and if you answer or participate, you get entered into a drawing for a prize. So if you like that kind of stuff, go ahead and do that. But what I really mean is that your friends don't necessarily always have to be on there for the whole time either. The heart of Mary and Martha shines through every single thing that we do. And I'll be surprised too if they keep up Miss Verbena, because I put some negative comments on there just because I think we weren't being very inclusive. And so I'll be surprised if they have Verbena back or maybe in a different way.
Well, Verbena has a Facebook page.
Are you serious?
Yes, Verbena has a Facebook page.
Oh my gosh. And it's a Mary and Martha Facebook page?
Yeah, I mean,
Really?
yeah,
Wow.
it's Marcia. I mean,
Because I just thought we were making fun of maybe lower class people. And I was slightly bothered by that.
well,
so-
but she's, they're very South,
I know.
that the
I know.
company is Southern based.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
maybe-
it's funny. I just felt bad laughing. I just felt bad laughing at it. That's all. So, but anyway,
Verbena, what's her last name?
I don't remember.
Oh, I feel like I have to look that up.
For those of you that haven't been part of it, it's a skit that they do. And it's about a woman in the deep South.
Verbena Rose O'Sharon.
Yeah, Verbena Rose O'Sharon. And she is a consultant, so it's a skit. So she is a consultant in the deep South. And it's just some of the things she talks, it's the deep South. And some of the references that they make are just different, let's just say.
So Marcia from corporate, from home office, Marcia, she does the
yeah.
Monday mornings with Marcia. She's the one who talks a lot about Compassion International.
Right.
Marcia is Verbena Rose O'Sharon.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah.
boy.
It is hilarious. Like I said, it is hilarious. But yeah. So anyway, And it's probably all true. So maybe I'm the only one that's bothered by it. So anyway, but yeah, but what I'm gonna, the heart of Mary and Martha comes through in everything. So even if your guests miss part of it, I mean, you want them to see the new products to get excited about that, because those are the products that they would be selling. So you really
Right.
want them on for that one. And they also have, I mean, all the training and everything that they do, they get a glimpse of, okay, this is what Mary and Martha is all about. And yeah, or she and Emily, my two guests, they were both sold on Mary and Martha after seeing that. And then what you do is you give them a challenge. You offer them something. Like one of the things that we were coming out with last year was a brand new devotion, the Encourage devotion books. And and Emily really wanted one. So I said, if you sign before the end of the day, then I'll give you this for free. And it was the same with, I don't know, Wendy, what I gave you, but you got something too.
I mean, I'm sure I did.
Yeah, I don't remember. I think it was the same thing. If you sign, you know, you find something that they're interested in that costs you $10. You know, I think the book was 11, and just give them, because when you give them a little incentive, it doesn't matter whether it's a $5 calendar, you know, planner, or a $10, you know, book study. If they're interested in it, they will sign because they're getting something for free. So give them an incentive with a deadline. And their deadline, I think, was, well, first of all, it was whoever signs first is part of my team, and the other person gets the other person is part of their team. And then the other one, yeah, it was, yeah. And if you sign by, you know, midnight tonight or by 9 a.m. tomorrow morning, then you get this item for free from me. So, but yeah, let's everybody.
Well, I
Bring
don't know. I
in-
might not have, because I told you I was going to sign up on Thursday, and then I texted you and I said, I just
Okay, maybe
signed
you
up. And
did.
you're like, what happened to waiting till Thursday? I'm like, yeah, I didn't.
Yeah, but then
So-
all of a sudden you did, your agreement went through or something. I don't remember. I don't remember. I'll have to look and see, but,
Broke
Yeah.
into one of the kids' piggy banks, and come on.
yes. So, that works, you know, get people on there. And the other thing I would encourage you is either get them on that Tuesday night call, you know, or if they're not available, send them the most recent. And I think there's an updated one that I don't know what the address is. Send them the
It's supposed
most
to be the
recent. Do we
one-
have an address one?
It's supposed to be the one, if you go to your join tab on your
there's a
website,
video
like
on
if you're
there.
a customer, and you go to your join tab,
Just have them watch it.
then, right, and then you click down. Let's see. Yeah, if you click watch on YouTube, then
Okay.
it opens it up, and that's the
Almost
address
13
that you
years
want.
ago,
No, that's
I
not
did
it.
Mary and Martha try without having.
Because I just looked it up last week.
Okay. Rachel, what were you saying?
I was just asking how we would go about, because that day, first of all, it starts at 6:30 in the morning for me. But the other thing is, it's my daughter's 13th birthday that day, and I know she is not going to be very forgiving if I spend all day on the computer. So that's
Okay.
why I was asking if
There will be a recording,
Okay.
but not, it's only available if you sign up. So make sure
so I
you
should sign up
register.
anyway.
Huh?
Sign up and register anyway, even if I
Yes.
can't do it live. Okay.
Yes. Sign up and register, because you will get a new product that is worth the amount that you paid registration for.
Okay.
Okay. And yeah, definitely sign up. And then once the simulcast is available, they will send you a link and you'll be able to watch it.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah, but definitely sign up. What else is the other? Oh yeah. So talking about recruiting, if you're not available on Tuesday night, that's okay. Give them the link to your join and tell them to watch the video. And then as you do that, and you can do this via Messenger, you don't even have to talk to them about it. And I would suggest that I'm going to start doing this, that you have every host watch that video prior to their party. You just put that in. If you're not sending out a host email packet, you should be. And I can send that to each and every one of you and say, here's my email hostess packet. And you can customize it however you want. but definitely you want to send out something so that they know what they can earn, they know what's in it for their customers. And I would put as a prerequisite to having your party, I would really love it if you would watch this video and then just we'll schedule 10 minutes. That's it, 10 minutes where we can talk about it. And there is a script that we have that you will ask them. I think it's like 3 questions. It's like, what did you learn about Mary and Martha, or what struck you about Mary and Martha that maybe you didn't know? And I think there's only 2. And I think the next one is, on a scale of, and I use a scale of 1, oh, what did I do? I think sometimes I use a scale of like 1 to 4. Okay, because this way you'll get 1 to 10 is way too broad, because they're all going to give you low numbers and then you have to spend too much time. So I do 1 to 4, and I just say, with 4 being no, never, thanks, I just want to be a hostess. That's it. 3 being, what, it really sounds interesting. I need some more information, and you can get them more information or ask them what they would like to know. Number 2 is, what, I don't have any questions. 3 is I have questions. Number 2 is I don't have any questions, but I need to think about it. Okay. And there's no thinking. It's either yes or no. And so you say, okay, what do you need to think about? Or some people will answer with, I need to pray about it. Okay, that's great. And if they say I need to pray about it, that's fine. If they say I need to think about it, I ask them, what would be holding you back? What's going to change between today and tomorrow from you saying yes? Okay. And if they give me a decent answer, or what, they have to talk to their husband. Sometimes I even think, does your husband love you? Yes. Does he want you to be happy? Yes. Okay. Then if this makes you happy, then is he going to say no? So you have to be a little bit bold, but anyway, you play that by ear. And if they really need a day, you say, great, can I call you tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. or whatever? And then 1 is, what, I want to get started. And you'll be surprised. The more that you do this and the more comfortable you become with that speech, you will get more 1s than you do anything else. And the 2s and the 3s, you can make them become a 1. The ones that are talking about, the ones that have questions, you just answer their questions and you keep asking the same question. Okay, do you have any more questions? And once they say no, then you say, great. What would be, what's holding you back from joining today? And so again, you play it by ear and you'll know when you should say yes and, when you should stop. I think the rule is when they give you a flat no, then you sort of stop. But until then, if they're wishy-washy, you just keep going. So, and I've done it twice. I've used that video twice, and it has been very effective. Neither of the people joined. They were flat out 4s. No, I'm not interested in this, but they appreciated knowing more about the company. And that's what you can tell your hostess too. You may not be interested, but you may know someone who is. Because like that Beth Jones Shaw said on our last training that we had at the beginning of the year or mid-year at our conference, it was like there are 4 million women in the United States that have been displaced, that have decided that they are now going to stay home because of their kids, because of their job situation. And there are many women, some of them on our teams, who are no longer working because they do not believe in being vaccinated. So we're not going to go into that, but I'm just saying, if you're in the health profession and you're not vaccinated, sometimes that is a deterrent to you having a job. And so there are alternatives for women out there who have been displaced for whatever reason from their jobs. And some of them. I honestly know that some of them. And January is a great time too, because people are always looking for something new. January is a new year, a new beginning, a new you. And, so I encourage each of us, all of us, to have at least 1 new team member, and we'll blow everybody out of the water. So that would be great.
I know one other thing we were going to talk about, Anne, when we were talking about January gatherings and bookings. If you book one, offer to set up that link, or just say, there's a great sales and I want you to be able to get it on the after Christmas clearance. So share your link now. Here's your link. When you order, it's going to count towards your party total if you shop through your link, because they might as well. You know, the one $1,300 party I had, she's like, you know, is there any way for me to get credit for this at my party? And I'm like, her party's in 2 weeks. Yep, here's your link. Let me set it up for you. And that was
So
back
is
in
it only,
September.
did they say it's really only for the hostess not to start inviting people right away, right? Or,
She, you know, she's free to share it.
okay.
Um,
And
just because,
if you do that, I would just put out there, the link was created and I'm going to post the sale information. But as far as party posts, those won't start until X. But we didn't want you to miss out on any of the sales.
Yep.
So feel free to check back here from time to time to make sure that you're getting in on the sales. Yeah, and as long as everything is direct ship, then when it rolls over to the new month, the only thing that changes are the customer specials, the host specials, but the host already knows that. So yeah. So if you, when you schedule a party in January, tell her right away, hey, there are, yeah, that's good, Wendy. Tell her, hey, there are great sales in December right now. I'm going to open your link. I'm going to give you a Facebook link. You're free to invite people. And that way you'll also find out about the sales and can get them because they're not in your VIP group yet. And also the sales won't count for her party. So this way, even though her party isn't until whatever, January, anything that she orders is still going to count toward her January party sales. So that's a great idea. Yeah.
so
Did I cover everything? I think I covered everything. I
think
know we're
so.
way beyond time, but we just enjoy talking with you all so much. So does anybody have any questions? Because we want to help you. Sometimes I know you're on calls or we're on calls and we get a lot of motivation, but we don't get clear cut things that I can put in practice today. And so that's what I want to make sure that you walk away with some nugget from every one of these meetings that you can think about implementing either today or in the future. That they're not just, I mean, recognition and all is important and motivation is important, but I'm the type of person who give me something I can use right now. So does anybody have any questions?
I just have one. So I went to the training last night with Marsha and, I think that was last night. I'm getting my days mixed up. But
Kathy?
anyway, I didn't realize that was like, she was like a head person at Mary Martha at the time, but I had asked her about finding hostesses when everybody asks says no. And her response sounded very manipulative to me. So I just wanted to get from you guys what you've done when the people you've asked to host have said no, and you feel like your pool is all dried up of people.
Was she on Kathy's training, Wendy?
Oh yeah, I think that was it, Kathy.
It was Kathy's new consultant training.
On TBJ.
Yeah, she's pretty high up. If you saw her team's sales, it was 252,000 for November. Now that includes all of us, anybody that includes down through Wendy, because Wendy is her third line. So that includes Wendy and that includes all of Buffy's people and everybody. But yeah, she was like, she's a senior director, 252,000. Yeah. Okay. So Wendy, I'll let you think about it for a minute, but I'll give you mine. So what I would do, and I would only do this in those particular circumstances when everything is dried up. So do you have a Facebook group already, Rachel?
Yes, I do. And I've invited everybody that I am friends with. But I have this thing with Facebook that I will not be friends with someone on Facebook that I'm not friends with in real life. Because it just got to be too overwhelming for me. And that's why I quit Facebook in the first place.
Okay. Well, here's one of the things that I could suggest to you and that I have done once and it worked for me. But it also requires, here's the deal. I'm going to be honest. When things are not working, you usually have to throw money and time at it until it starts working again. So,
Okay.
and you have sales, you have bookings, and you have recruiting and direct sales. And usually all three of those are not firing at the same time. And so you usually have one where you have to throw either money and or time at. Booking, unfortunately, you sort of have to throw money at. So what I have done is, and this was from party123.com, I try not to use it because if you use it too often, then people get disinterested. But if you use it once a year, twice a year max, that would be okay. But what I do is I put out there that I'm having an event. I don't tell them what it is. I tell them it's not a sales event. I just tell them it's a Mary and Martha event, but I'm not going to ask them to buy anything. That's number one. So number two, in the event ahead of time, I decide on 3 products. And what you should do, because people are just not all the time with it, is you should pick 3 products from, like right now, I would do 3 products in January. So on the 15th, the new, what do you call it? The new hostess bonus items come out. And you can even, if you want to do it tomorrow, then use the ones that are on there this month, and you can always work with the person to change it. But what I do is I pick 3 of the items that I have in stock. Okay, that's number 1, that I have in stock. I pick 3 of the items from the hostess bonus plan that I would like to have. So you pick those 3 items, you have them in stock. And at this event, I tell them that they don't have to buy anything, but that it's really important for me that I have, that I want to spread the, you don't say you want bookings. I want to spread the mission of Mary and Martha, the vision of Mary and Martha, which is to build women up in faith and business. And how do we do that? By sharing the product and getting it into the homes of families to bring them hope, joy, and encouragement. Okay, so that's sort of what I say. And then I say, okay, how many of you like free? So I ask this question and I wait for their responses because they have to comment. And I tell them, okay, you need to comment free. And if you can get 5 to 7 people on that live, then I tell them all to, everybody who's on the live, if you stay until the end, I will have a prize for you. Everybody. So everybody stay until the end. If they drop off and they're not on the live at the end of the call, they don't get the prize. So you have to give them an incentive to stay on, and you do this as quick as possible. Okay, so who likes free? I need everybody who likes free to put that free in the comments. And I tell them, if you don't write free, then you're lying, because everybody loves free. Okay, so everybody puts free in the comments, okay? Then I say, okay, I am going to show you 3 items that I have. And so you show them the item, you romance the items, you tell them item number 1 is, let's just say, item number 1 is the jewelry tree, okay? It's great. I use it for my go-to items because I have a jewelry chest over here, but I use it for my go-to items so I don't have to think about what I'm going to wear. They're my favorites, my jewelry tree. The second one is, at one time it was the rest basket. I love this basket. It's where I put all my blankets, blah, 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 blah. And the third one is, let's just say it's the canister. The big canister. That's what it was when I first joined Mary Kay. That canister set was all I saw. And so this is the large canister. You can use it for flour. It holds over 5 pounds, Wendy tells me. You can use it for cookie jar. You can use it for coffee pods. It's gorgeous. It's simple. It's elegant. Okay, so jewelry tree, rest basket, or what did I just say? Or canister. Okay, tree, basket, canister. Make it really simple. Okay. I know that y'all said you love free. Which one of those items, if you could have it for free, which one would you love? And I just wait for them. They can either put 1, 2, 3, they can put tree, basket, or canister, whatever they want. And then I tell them, okay, great. Julie loves the canister. Wendy loves the basket. Rachel loves the tree. And you write it all down and you wait until you hear from everybody. Okay, I'm not moving until I hear from everybody. If you could, this doesn't hold you to anything. If you could have it for free, what would you like for free? Okay, so you do that. So then I say, okay, I'm going to tell you how to get it for free. And here's where you decide if you want to do more. Okay. And what I would do is I would say you have to give them an extra incentive, especially if you've talked to some of these women already. And if you've already talked to them, it doesn't matter. You still, I mean, if they're in your group, you would still, hopefully they would still come. And you would say, okay, I have a once, I don't use this deal very often, but this is really important to me. And at that point, you can just say, I really would love some hostesses because I really do want to share this product with your family and friends. And I use that a lot. Share this product with your family and friends. You'll love it. Why wouldn't others love it? Okay. And you can tell them, you know what, my most recent hostess, she got, and if you're your most recent hostess, that's okay too. You can say, or as a hostess, I just got $100 in free product plus 3 half price items. And so let them know what they can get. And then I would say, okay, here's the deal. And you have to be fast with your fingers. Okay. Whoever says that they want to host first gets their item for free, plus they get a $20 extra product credit from me. Okay, so that's anybody. So whoever does it first, you'll get your item for free and you get a $20 product credit. The second person to host to say right host, you get your product for free and you get a $15 gift certificate when you hold your party. And the third person, because I only have 3 openings, and that's all you need, Rachel, is 3. I only have 3 openings. The third person, you get your item for free and you get a $10 credit. Okay, so ready, go, host. Who's going to host first and get their $20 and get their $20 credit plus their item? And you just sit there and wait. You wait because somebody's going to put host. Okay. And when the first person put host, you say, yay, so-and-so, Kim, great, Kim, she's going to schedule a party. She gets her $20 for free or she gets her item, whatever her item was, remember what it was, and she gets a $20 credit. Okay, we've got 1. Now number 2. Oh, and did I mention that when we reach 3, everybody who is on this call also gets a $5 credit towards your next purchase. But I have to get 3 hostesses in order to give everybody their $5 credit. So who's going to be the second one? Okay, and then you go to the third one. So do you sort of get the idea, Rachel?
Yeah, I do. It sounds like I
Okay.
need a script. I have a hard time remembering all that.
Okay, I think that, I'm trying to think, did I put it? I did. In fact, it's put on a video somewhere.
I say you've
Okay.
done it. You've done a video.
I did do the video. So let me find the video. I think it's on a shared Mary and Martha place somewhere. But I should probably redo it and do it faster so that it doesn't, but anyway, if you get the idea. So number 1, it's going to cost you a max per hostess of $34. Okay, 14, because whether they have a $200 party or not, you can give them the gift from the business supplies and it only costs you $14 if their party is
Okay.
at 200. Okay, so it's 14 plus 20, so that's $34. So let's just say on a $200 party, you earn $50 and that's the minimum. So you would only earn $16 from that party, but God willing, it would be more than 200. And if you use the simple party method, I would say 1 out of 3 parties is going to be 200 and the other 2 are going to be 500. So it's the luck of the draw. But you won't lose money. You just won't earn as much money as you would, but you'll walk away with additional people that you will then follow up with. And that's the importance. And we should do a training in the new year. That's the importance, or find one that the Pink Room is doing, because I think they were going to do a follow-up training. The follow-up in the simple party is the follow-up is so important because you thank them for when they order. So in a party, you immediately thank them via messenger when they party, and you also, or when they buy, and you also tell them that it will help. You don't say it, there's a way to say it, but it's sort of, you know what, if you're interested, here it is, if your wish list is bigger than your wallet, and you'd like to host your own party, you would be helping so-and-so. That's really all you say. You just sort of lay the groundwork for it. And sometimes they'll say yes, they most likely they won't even respond to that, but you've still planted the seed. Then after they actually get their product, that's when you call them and you make sure that they love the product. And you also say now, hey, since you love the product, I'm sure your family and friends would. And is there any reason why you wouldn't want to schedule your own gathering and earn some free stuff? So you do that giveaway originally with 3 parties to get those people. And then from there, you follow up really, really well to get your future bookings.
Okay.
But what did they answer you? What did Kathy answer you with? What was her
Oh,
answer?
so her thing was go back to make a list of everybody that you've ever known from high school, college. You go on, ask them to be your Facebook friend, and then you go and post positive, find posts of theirs that you can do positive comments on, like, hey, that's a beautiful tree, all this stuff, stuff like that. And then you hit them up to host a party. And to me, that seemed really manipulative because I would not go back to high school to talk to people that I wouldn't talk to anyway and try to make pretend friends with them just to get them to host.
Right.
That to me
but-
is very unethical.
Yeah, but here's the deal. You are one who does not, I mean, you're more selective in your friends on Facebook. Like I'm not. If somebody sends me a friend request and I know that they're a friend of a friend of a friend because they want to know more about me, I'm fine with that. And if I do see their posts, I do try to comment, but I don't do it. I only comment if I see something interesting. If I know them from a little bit, like say they were a guest at my party, and I know them, I'll comment, on a birthday party, happy birthday, or if I love how they decorated, like something like that. And so it's genuine. And I think that was, knowing Kathy, she is a very genuine person. So it's probably the words that she used just didn't really sink in as genuine, but she is very genuine and she wouldn't do anything like manipulative. I can't see Kathy as a manipulative person at all. Yeah, from what I know of her. But I think what she was saying is that if you have other people who maybe you did know from college and maybe you've seen each other, once or twice, or a relative who's a second cousin, but even if you haven't known them, you've known somebody who has said something about them, and so you know a little bit about them, then go ahead and make friends on Facebook, start watching, because you'll just see, when you look through Facebook, you'll start seeing their posts. And if there's something that you feel compelled to comment on, go ahead and comment on it. And then it may lead to something else. Like, for instance, if you really like how they decorated for Christmas, that's why I'm posting some of my Christmas pictures on there, because I got some really great ideas from Pinterest and I implemented them. And so it's like, okay, here's how I'm decorating my house for Christmas. And if I was a guest and I was and I knew them and I was a consultant and I thought, wow, they decorate really nicely, I would reach out to them and say, hey, I love the way that you decorated your house. I know that God is important to you, and we have some really great products that I think that you would really look great in your house. To me, that is genuine. I've invited them to be my friend. I've seen how they decorate their house, and I have found a need that they might have that I could fill. And with somebody doing that, I wouldn't take that as being manipulative if I was the person being reached out to by somebody else. I would take it as a really big compliment. And because it would be a really big compliment. So I think as long as you're genuine in doing that, that you'll be fine. And this is where when you do have a really big group of Facebook friends, it sort of does work and is a little bit easier. But I'll be honest with you, I really, except in a whole group setting, I haven't really reached out to people that I don't contact every day or that I wasn't really good friends with in high school and have stayed in contact with them now. So
Yeah,
hope
it's
that
really, it
helps.
seems like, it does. It seems like this is really hard to do without a Facebook presence. And I'm not, I don't like that. My husband is in cybersecurity. He knows what goes on in Facebook. And so
Oh,
I get
okay.
really
That's right.
uncomfortable. I get
Right.
really uncomfortable trying to use Facebook for everything because I know what Facebook is doing with the information.
Well, you can
And-
also use email. I mean,
Okay.
you could do the same thing that I suggested. It might be a little bit harder and we'd have to figure out how to make it work, maybe give some, I mean, it could still work because everybody gets the email at the same time. And you could say the first people that were, if you send it out in the after, like at 6 o'clock on one day, I would just say the first people to respond by 6 o'clock tomorrow night. That's your deadline, 6 o'clock tomorrow night. You will get my hostess specials. So
Okay.
I think you have to figure out some way to communicate with people outside of directly speaking to them, because
Right.
a lot of people don't even answer the phone these days. And with what I suggested, you have to do that in some kind of group setting so everyone has the same opportunity, I guess.
Gotcha. Okay.
So if you don't want to use Facebook, then then use email.
Okay.
And are you a member of a church there?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm the organist actually.
Oh, you are. Okay, great. So yeah, and don't be afraid of asking, people, because some people are just, I've run across people who say, oh, because of my position, because you're an organist, or because I'm the pastor's wife, I don't want anybody to feel obligated. People don't feel obligated. Let me tell you, if they don't want to do it, they're going to say no. And if they want to do it, they're going to say yes. And so,
I do have one friend that said she would host a party as soon as I get my liturgy written.
okay. What liturgy are you writing?
Well, so when the new hymnal came out, the
Yeah.
liturgy is impossible for our church to sing.
Okay.
And so the church council had asked me to write my own or write our own.
And
put our own
you have
together.
that skill? That's
Yeah,
great.
I have a degree. I have a degree in music theory. So it's my
Okay.
thing. Yeah.
Okay.
But anyway, so she said, I have to finish school this semester and you have to finish that liturgy and then I will host one. So
Okay. All right. Well, we have the new hymnal, but I haven't even opened it up to look at any of the liturgy, and we don't do a whole lot of liturgy. But I'm interested to see, because I was hoping they would make the liturgy a little bit more simple.
oh, it is much harder. It is
Is
much
it really?
Yeah.
And
So
I'm an organist, but I only took 2 years of organ and no piano. So I can play
Yeah.
hymns and I can play music, but I definitely can't do like that transposition in my head or write anything. I can only play what's on the written page.
So the organ one was impossible for me to play, the organ
Really?
settings. Had to play the piano settings.
Okay.
And they were just, I mean, they're in a minor key and
Oh,
really hard to sing. And the Gloria is 4 pages long for the organist,
oh
2
my
pages
goodness.
long in the hymnal for the congregation.
Yeah, we need to give some feedback on that. Nobody has time to listen to all that, number
No.
one. And if it's too hard to sing, nobody's going to sing it.
And
So,
I have a friend who goes to Pilgrim in Menomonee Falls, and that's a very musical church, and he's a musical guy that can read music. He said when they had new hymnal Sunday, by the time they got to communion, nobody was singing anymore. And he
Oh,
said that's a
wow.
musical church that they can read music and stuff.
Wow.
So
Okay.
he then said it was awful. So I don't know what they were thinking. The hymns are great. I'm so excited about the hymns, and that's why we got the hymnal.
Mhm.
But the liturgy is
Okay,
terrible.
well, that's good. Yeah, I do need to pay some attention to that. So anyway, but yeah, then use email, but try and find it, figure out something, use text. You can
Okay.
use text. And then give people, the other thing too, I would say, is make sure that people understand this is simple. That the only thing that you can do it via Facebook if you do that, but you can also do text parties. I don't know if you use WhatsApp, but a lot of people use WhatsApp for parties. And Canva even has a way where you can do a party via Canva. Now, I don't know anything about that. It's like a stream kind of thing. And, or you can even do it via email if you have email addresses. So let them know that number one, it
Okay.
doesn't have to be Facebook. Number two, it's simple, you know, that you really do everything except the only thing you can't do is invite the people because you don't know who they are. But
Right.
once she gives, and that you're even happy to send out the email, if she's too busy, just get their email addresses or their phone numbers and let her know too, that, you know, you're not going to use it if they don't give you permission to send, because you can't send anything to them through Mary and Martha unless the customer gives you permission to do that with the yes to email.
Okay.
So I would do that too. And a no is never, try not to have a no be a no for never. And just say,
Okay.
I know this is a really busy time. Okay, so you don't want to do one in December, but can I check back with you like mid-January? So always make sure that you get their permission to check back with them, that it's not a flat no, never, I'm done.
Okay.
Because most people aren't like that. So.
Rachel, the other thing I was gonna say is even the people that you've asked now or so far, maybe for January, maybe I need more coffee, is usually what they were saying in the call today. And I think that's what it was. I don't know if it was the whole month last year, Anne, or not, but January is usually BOGO. So buy
yeah.
one half off for your customers. Which when you're talking 20% shipping
Right.
is less, you know,
Right.
but then it's also traditionally, okay, I have a couple of pens in my hand. It's traditionally double host rewards too.
So wait, so don't call
So don't
them
ask
until
anybody
the
anything else
15th.
before Wednesday.
Yeah, don't do
Okay.
anything. Yeah, don't do anything until Wednesday because you should have some really great stuff to offer them. And then you can also tell them, so let's say it's buy one, get one for the customers. It's double host credit for the hostesses. And I'll open your link now so that if you see anything on the sale, you can take advantage of it and boost your sales even before your party opens.
Okay.
And you can use all of that as part of the script, the thing that I went through and the script that I'm going to give you.
Okay.
So those are all really great reasons. Just give them a little bit of something extra that they wouldn't normally get. But yeah, January is a great time to host.
I have one booked for January and one that is thinking about it. So, and the only reason, she had an online party and it was kind of a bust. And she felt bad and she said, I want to do an in-person because I don't think that people actually got got a good look at the stuff.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah, so I do have the one, possibly two, and then my other friend that said once I get my liturgy written, so possibly three.
Okay.
But
hey, when you get that liturgy written, we'll pay you something if you'll share it.
that's what my mom said too. She's like, share it with me when you get it done.
You can make some money on this. Yeah, man.
I was going to say, so I have not ever used Anne's booking blitz. I think that's what she
Right.
called it, the booking blitz.
Yeah.
Because I don't have the money to throw at that. I maybe do more so now than I did 6 months ago, but I mean, the goal for me is that this is going to replace the snot-nosed in-home childcare that I'm running. Because let me tell you, another dark green boogery kid came today. The kid's not dark green, the boogers were. And it's sinus infection. Like, why can't I get better? I don't know. Maybe because no one else is better. So the goal is, you know, like that's my goal. So it's not supplemental income. It's hopefully replacement income. What I have done, especially to front load my calendar for the month, is I say, whatever date you pick to have your party, that's how much you will pay for your host bonus item.
Right. So it's like book the date.
Yeah. So if you book on the 5th, your host bonus item is going to cost you $5 instead of 14. If you book on the 1st, it's going to be free. Or I know Anne once did 50 cents times the date.
Right, because you have a whole
Because-
month. Yeah.
Right, because mine was, I purposefully booked mine for like the 3rd so that I could pay, or the 4th so that I could pay $2.
Mhm.
So is it the day that it's booked or the day that it's held?
Held.
Right,
Okay.
the day of the
Live.
live, whatever.
Yeah, the day of the live.
Okay.
And that way too, and that's a really good one too. And you can say, you can say, I'm only going to book one a day, and so you could, that way you wouldn't have to give anything away. You say normally the hostess gift is retails between $36 and $55. I'm running a special where whatever the day that we book your live for, that's how much you pay for your booking gift. And I can only have one person on each date, and whoever books first on that date, that's what you get. So if you didn't want to give away any money, because I realize too, I'm at a position where I can do that. Wendy chooses not to, which is great. And a new consultant, I really, I discourage that because you're supposed to be making money. So use that for when you're making money and you can afford to do that. But yeah, use this method that, give that a try. Plus, if January is buy one, get one and double hostess credit, that's all that they need. So thanks, Wendy. That's all that they
Okay.
need.
And then, but like if they have some great promotion that goes from January 1st to the 15th, and you obviously cannot book, or you don't only want to book the 1st through the 15th, and someone's going to say on the 13th, well, but I didn't get it on this. I didn't get the extra, like during Shamrock Spectacular Week in March, they give an extra host gift. And it was like, what, a $50 to $99 value last year or something like that. And so I wanted to still have bookings in February. And so I decided that I was going to cover the cost of the host bonus item. I'm like, well, there isn't an extra free item from the company, but I'm going to give you a free item with your host bonus item if you book through the end of the month. And I did get 2 more bookings that month. And the reason I could do that is because, and I'm like, with your qualified gathering, or I'd always put an asterisk behind the word gathering so that they would know, like, okay, there is a catch, but it's like a qualified gathering is $200.
Okay.
And if they have ordered anything, they're like, oh, well, I'm sure I've got 4 friends that can get me there, or, whatever, like. So I
Yeah.
will once in a while.
I think you did that for me, Wendy. I think that's how you roped me into this to begin with.
I think that's probably true, because I'm pretty sure I did that again during the week of encouragement to get bookings after that.
I like that idea, Wendy, because you can say, you know what, personally, I always give them their hostess gift for free, because if they're willing to even do this at all, hey, I'll give you $14 for doing that. But then, yeah, if you can find a $5 to $8 gift that you could tack onto their order, and I make them pay tax and shipping. Because I put in their end order, I just add the product. They don't know tax and shipping. So all I do is give them a credit on the $8 item. That's it, just the $8. They're getting an extra item. And just because they're getting an extra item, they're happy. So, and we will have, we'll have a sale. So that might stop in February. But in January, we'll have sales. So
I say, but even still, when you think of how the new catalog that started in August, it didn't take much before they were like throwing things at us already for September.
that's true.
There's that little bit, and even in August, they did the Stand and Shine where you could get a T-shirt.
Yeah, that's true. They do all those things. I'm just wondering, it all depends on how much they have in their warehouses and what they have ordered for the new product. Because, when they have new product launches, they have to order this stuff 6 months in advance. And so but yeah, so who knows? We might have a year of sales like we did again this year. Because I've never seen so many sales starting from August till the end of the year.
Did you hear, or did I tell you that the company's goal for Black Friday week
I
was
heard that,
to-
yeah.
Was to sell 1 million.
And we sold 1.4 million.
Yeah, and they sold 1.4.
Which is
during
good,
Black
which is
Friday
really,
week.
it's good for us and it's good for the company. So,
Right.
so Rachel, hopefully that gave you some ideas.
Yeah,
that-
that was very helpful.
Okay, good, good. Well, we have gone way past, and Rhoda,
I
thanks for hanging on.
appreciate it.
Thanks for hanging on there, Rhoda.
I cleaned.
Rhoda, I didn't call
was
you today.
It was a busy day.
Rhoda, you can
It was-
put all the ideas that you heard, because I know that you feel stuck right now. You can put all of those same ideas into practice, girl.
Yeah,
Just
yes,
wait
I
until the
listened.
Yeah, wait until the 15th until we know what those hostess specials are going to be, because that's when I'm getting on the phone. And then go to it, and what is important is, I'll tell you, when these you probably need to do on the phone. And when it's so hard making that first phone call, but once you make the first phone call, the rest of them are really easy. It just is hard to get started. So I encourage you to just set a time on your calendar, and it says 1 o'clock. No matter what, I'm going to do this at 1 o'clock, because until 2 o'clock, and regardless of what whatever the results are, I don't care. I put in the effort. If you put in no effort, you're guaranteed that your results are 0. So you know that if you put in the effort, you should get something. So, and let Wendy keep you accountable. Tell Wendy at 1 o'clock, I'm going to do this, and here's my pitch. So make sure that I'm busy at 1 o'clock on, Wednesday or Thursday,
And
whatever day.
and make us pick a time to talk, because clearly I'm no good at sometime today, because it's 9:15 at night, and I finally realized I was going to follow up with you today because I didn't on Friday because I didn't feel good. And I don't think we're following up anymore tonight, would be my guess.
Rachel, what is the time difference? Like, what time is it there?
It's 6:15 here.
Okay, so it's 3 hours. That's right. I did have a power day in Alaska one time, 3 hours difference. Okay. All right. So hopefully you got a lot of ideas. Hopefully you will have this sale will spark some December sales. God willing, that is what I am hoping for. And think about, here's the other thing. Hit up, okay, those are the wrong words, but anyway, contact your friends, because that does sound bad. Contact your friends that are in different churches, okay? Or even friends that are in your church that maybe have a kid in Sunday school. Let me tell you, we are giving all of our Sunday school teachers that $5 planner. And we are giving the Sunday school coordinator, she's getting the love plate. And all of the kids in the Sunday school
Golly.
are getting the $3.19 Shepherd's Activity Book, because it is not little. It's a page size. It's 8.5 by 11.
Yeah.
And it's and it's really cute. And if you wanted to spend $5, get them a box of crayons to go along with it. So that's the other
Amazon
thing.
has them even cheaper than that.
Okay, yeah. So
I just
talk
bought 36
to,
boxes of 24 crayons each for like, I don't know if it was, maybe it was $30, but it was
And
still less
ask
than
them
$1 a box.
right. This is the last week for school. Contact the parents now. Contact the parents now who have teachers in school and say, have you thought about giving your teachers a gift? Because some of them have multiple teachers, and you can have these for $5. And if nothing else, you can make a really pretty Canva thing that you can send them as a gift certificate, because they won't get it. They might not get it in time, but you can make them a gift certificate and say, this is coming for you. And it'll be here by the beginning of the new year as a gift from student XYZ.
Rachel,
So those are
you,
2 other things. Those all make really great things, make great gifts.
Rachel, are you doing your Jesse Tree? You're doing that only in your VIP community, right?
Yeah.
Would you feel okay posting those things on your personal page?
Those things I would, yeah.
Because
Yeah.
that might make a difference too. I
Yeah.
think I love that you do it. And every day I'm like, I should do this. I should do this. And now we're like, oh, it's like the 13th. Next year, I'm totally going to do it.
Yeah. And do in your personal Facebook group, do a quick video and say, I know y'all aren't part of my VIP group, but I just have such a really great thing going on that I have to share it with you. And, Yeah, and make sure that you drive them to your Facebook or to your site or whatever your VIP group, but also you can share it with them and say, if you want to get in on it, you don't have to be part of my VIP group. Just let me know and you can get in on it, whatever it is that you're doing.
Okay.
So, okay.
I do have to say that I did the 2-pack candles. I bought a bunch of those.
Those are
Candace
gorgeous.
ones. Phoebe gave them to all of her dance teachers. They all loved them. So
They
that
smell
made me
so
super
good.
happy. Yeah, I kept one of each for us, but yeah, that was an awesome thing. It was, so yeah, I feel like I hit it out of the park this year with teacher gifts.
That's
with
that's great. That's great. And share the wealth. Share the wealth with anybody that you know. So, okay. All right. So thank you all. God's blessings on the rest of your month. We'll keep you informed on where we are. And let's see, when do we meet next Wednesday? It's after Christmas, right?
We meet. Well, yeah, theoretically, we were gonna meet on Tuesday, the 28th at 6:30,
Okay.
which is right before, an hour before the opportunity call at 7:30,
Okay.
which
All
is
right.
the final opportunity call of the month.
Okay. So what we can do is just check in. So we will make it short. So we'll make sure that it's only 30 minutes and not an hour and 15 minutes.
That-
No,
when
an
is
hour
that
and
again?
45 minutes.
It's Tuesday, the 28th.
Yeah, Tuesday, the 28th at 6:30 Central.
Yes.
I know that's early, Rachel, for you.
Yeah, that should be okay on
Okay.
Tuesday.
And we'll just do a check-in. We'll make sure it's only 30 minutes. And, you know, it's close to the end of the month then, but December is a long month. There's a whole week after Christmas. Don't forget about that. There's a whole week after Christmas. And it's a great time because people are home. A lot of people are off. You know, it's more laid back. It's more relaxed. So
And
hopefully
after
we'll have
Christmas
some.
sales, bring people out like Black Friday, you know, like people are like, I don't care about sales. I don't care about sales. Just like Black Friday, it's like, okay, I'm coming at you.
Mhm. Yeah. And I would much rather shop online than go shopping. I mean, especially for those kind of sales, because everybody will be out. So I'd much rather buy online. So,
Well, you know, I was busy doing some Christmas shopping today. Nate and I did an order pickup at Joann's, and then we did an order pickup at Kohl's, and then we did an order pickup at Target. And then we did go into the pet store to buy a bag of dog food because the dogs felt like they couldn't go without food for 3 days,
right.
which I don't know what their problem is, but
And I have
since
to buy pet
Gryffindor was
gifts.
already fully fed yesterday and stole a whole steak off of Zach's plate, Nate and I did go into one store and it blew our little streak of just, you know, order pickup. But like, seriously, that's how I'm like, wow, Christmas shopping was so hard this year. Things that didn't come to my door, I drove up and they stuck them in my trunk.
Yep. That's what I've either delivered or gone and done at pickup. Yes. But I have to buy pet gifts for, yeah, cats and dogs. Yeah. So, all right. Okay. Well, if I do not speak to you personally, I hope that you and your families have a very blessed and Merry Christmas. And we will talk personally on the 28th for our next call. So thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Anne.
Thank you.
Bye.